Taiwan became one of my favorite countries in Asia. And honestly, I barely did anything there. And that's crazy because I did not run from one temple to another crazy attraction. Like, no, I took a chill pill. Some days I was just cycling along the coast, drinking bubble tea, and trying to not think about all the venomous snakes I might encounter because Taiwan has some poisonous or venomous friends. And so also other days, actually, I was just sitting in a cafe, drinking coffee, and literally sitting there to watch some Netflix for hours. And usually I would feel so guilty about it. Because in my head, there's like, oh my God, you're wasting an entire travel day. You should have used it better. You're missing out. Because I'm a huge, I'm huge on FOMO. I always feel like, oh my God, I'm missing out something. But in Taiwan, I finally stopped. I stopped forcing myself that every day needs to become special and memorable. And because of doing that made me love the country even more. Doing nothing. And today I want to share my honest opinion about Taiwan. Obviously, it's very positive, but also in comparison to Japan and Korea, because I've been there recently, and So, first of all, when I arrived in Taiwan, I had not a list with places I want to see, like no travel guiding or no, I stopped or tried to not watch too much Instagram and like getting like ideas. No, I was just like, let's go with the flow. And in fact, the thing was, my expectations were very low. Why? Well, as you know, before Taiwan, I was in Korea, and let's say it very friendly. I experienced a few very bad things, and I was just like, it can't get any worse than that, right? So Taiwan will be great. And I know it's very positive thinking, like good attitude. But surprisingly, the exact opposite happened. I loved Taiwan from the beginning, from day one, and I was like, that's nice, that's so cool, and it has literally nothing to do with the cheap fruits. If you have seen my Taiwan vlog, you know what I mean. I talk a lot about fruits. I love fruits, I miss fruits, and in Taiwan, fruits are cheap, so that has nothing to do, like literally, trust me. But as I said, Taipei itself was fun. You can do a lot of things. So check out my vlog here if you haven't checked it out already. But Taipei was just the beginning. I mean, I'm not a city girl. I like nature. So I took my backpack and I was traveling along the East Coast. And if you know something about Taiwan, the East Coast is very much nature, where the West Coast is the populated areas where you have the big cities. But I was like, nope, I'm out of here. I'm gonna cycle along the coast. And it was really nice. Until I met like a traveler, and he said like, I was cycling the last 2 days, but I encountered 2 venomous snakes. I do not know which kind it was. Maybe a cobra, maybe a rattlesnake. I really don't know. I didn't look into it because I was like, no, I do not want to think about that. But while I was cycling, I also saw a lot of signs with, be cautious of dangerous venomous snakes. I'm like, great. You might think like, okay, what's the big deal? It's a snake, right? I'm not afraid of snakes, but I constantly dream about snakes where I get bitten and die. So I feel like maybe it's a foreshadowing of how I will die. I don't know. So that's why I am always a little bit like, snake. Anyways. So I did a lot of sporty activities voluntarily. And I also treated myself with some bubble tea. And fun fact about that, I didn't know that bubble tea was originally created in Taiwan. And when I was in Hualien, that was the first main stop basically, there was a huge night market. And everywhere these fancy lights, and everyone went to the bubble tea shops. I mean, there are plenty. It's hard to decide to which one you're gonna go, which one you trust. So I decided I trust the vendor with no clients and no fancy signs. And I was surprised. It was really good because it was the unsweetened black tea with some bubbles, the way I like it. Because, yeah, I don't know, like sugary tea is not so much my cup of tea. So, yeah, I went there one day and then I returned the next day and they were so happy. Like, oh my gosh, someone is coming to our shop. That's so nice. And then we talked a little bit. And here I want to come to the next point, why I love Taiwan so much. Taiwan, Taipei, all the cities. The people are extremely friendly. It's crazy. And as I used to do it, I always learned a little bit of like the language they speak in the country. So I tried to learn a little bit of Mandarin, which like was just like hello, goodbye, thank you. And yeah, the food was good. Yeah. And if you say that, like, hey, the bubble tea was really nice, they're getting so happy. It's a little bit similar to Japan, where you speak a little bit of Japanese and people are like, wow, you put the effort in it, great, nice, thank you. And it's the same in Taiwan. And people are more open to talk to you way more than in Japan. And they're so extremely friendly. And that is a surprising fact, their English skill is good. It's really nice. Actually, I didn't expect it. I mean, I knew like they speak English or they get it taught in school. But, I mean, in Japan, people also learn English, but the English level is like, let's say interesting. Let's say interesting, especially for big cities like Tokyo, where I was surprised, like in Taiwan, no problem at all. Where I felt like, wow, that's crazy actually. Easier for me because me and Google and translating, yeah, that's a thing for itself, whatever. So in Taiwan, I also had a lot of coffee. Am I a coffee girl? No, not really, because after spending a year in Japan, I officially became a matcha girl. I was it before, but I just had matcha so many times, and I like the bitter matcha with water, no sugar, no syrup, yeah, no milk. That's the way I like it the best. And in Taiwan, you also had the option, obviously, to drink matcha, but I felt like, no, I heard the Taiwanese coffee is good, is great, so I give it a shot. And Taiwan changed me. So yeah, goodbye Japan matcha girl and hello Taiwan coffee girl. And in Taiwan, I love it that they mix the coffee with literally everything. So my all-time favorite was orange coffee or strawberry coffee. Sounds weird, and I think they just put the juice in it and then the coffee on top, but it is good. I loved it. And why do I know so much about coffee? Well, I spend a lot of time in cafes. As I said, I was not forcing myself to constantly explore, and I really enjoyed it. Like just watching Netflix, doing some video editing, learning some Japanese, something like that. And the funny thing is, I did not regret it. Because normally when I travel, I always think like, oh my gosh, I will maybe never come back and I need to make the most out of it. And yeah, somehow, if you're constantly traveling and you constantly feel like, I need to see this new attraction and I need to try this new shop or this food, it's getting exhausted because I put at least a lot of pressure on myself and be like, everything needs to be great. Oh my gosh, you need to show the world. Traveling is constantly fun. It's constantly great and you experience a lot. But the reality is it's exhausting. And then I do not enjoy myself if I have to run from one place to another and feel like, why am I doing this? Because at home, when I'm back in Germany, I'm also a lazy couch potato. Like, I'm not doing constantly something special, ordinary. And especially if you do long-term travels, yeah, if you would do that, exhausting. I think for me it's draining. It feels more like, oh my god, traveling is work, and this is wrong. So in Taiwan I did less, but I felt more content. And the funny thing about all of this is that I love Taiwan so much that I want to return, but on the other side I do not have one crazy story which will be memorable forever. Like, nothing crazy huge or super extraordinary happened. Like, no. I was just existing, literally, going to coffee shops, seeing temples, of course, but not chasing anything. And I felt like, that's a nice, interesting feeling. Wow, thank you, Taiwan. That is nice. So it slowed down my travels a little bit. And that's exactly the reason, actually, why I want to return. Because there's still a lot of opportunities. Like, I did not do a lot of the from the West Coast. I mean, I circled around, but I didn't stop at all the big cities because I felt like, it's just a city. And maybe that is also the reason why I definitely want to return, because I felt relaxed, I felt content. The people were incredibly friendly. And for me, honestly, the most important thing is just the vibe, the people, how you can interact with them. And Taiwan did not feel like a country I had to complete. It's not like mission complete, or you have like 89% like achieved and you have to do more. No, it just felt like, this place I generally like. I want to experience more about it or of it. And for me, actually, Taiwan was just one massive life-changing experience, because I started to slow down and putting away the pressure that every day needs to be special. And honestly, Taiwan is great. Like the stinky tofu, one of my favorite. The food in general, food is great. The places are nice, nature is nice, the people are super friendly, and you get along pretty well with just English, and it's nice. It's really, really nice. So, yeah. So in my next vlog, I will show you a little bit more about my other travels through Taiwan, not just Taipei. And yeah, expect some beautiful nature, and see you next week.